All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's talk about what's his name? Ned Nwoko. Ned Nwoko. We covered Ned Nwoko and Regina Daniels last week, right? You remember that? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I feel sorry for men with one wife. Funny. Sometimes you just hear something on TV and you just pause. You blink twice. You ask yourself, wait, what did he say? Yeah, that was me exactly. Senator Ned Nwoko, yes, a whole lawmaker. Yep. He went on national television to say he feels sorry for men who have only one wife. He even compared it to standing on one leg. He said, and I quote, with two, three, or four wives, you're more balanced. That's not a marriage, though. That sounds like a tripod stand. Now, this is the same man who's married to, of course, like I mentioned, Regina Daniels, who is still being dragged in the news, the same household where a few days ago a video surfaced on of Regina Daniels crying and talking about alleged abuse, which he since denied. And conveniently, right after that, denies, he goes on air to say polygamy gives men stability. You see, that's where we have to pause and talk about power and projection. Let's be honest. When a man with resources starts preaching polygamy, it's really about religion or culture. Culture, our culture is often about, guess what? Yes, yeah, control. Because it takes deep emotional maturity to manage one marriage, let alone four. And if you think multiplying the wives will multiply peace, I don't think you're calculating correctly because you see, I grew up hearing many, many stories from people raised in polygamous homes. My grandfather was a polygamist. Some turned out fine, okay, but many still carry a lot of scar. And the jealousy, the emotional politics, the children divided into camps, and somehow this man, this particular man, and many men end up being the victim because, in his words, women are fighting. But who built the battlefield? Let's not twist it. There's nothing wrong with choosing polygamy. That's not what I'm talking about. If it's agreed upon by every party involved, healthy, but you don't earn moral authority by mocking monogamy. Saying one wife makes you unstable doesn't make you wise. It makes you sound emotionally unserious. Maybe even, I'm trying to be respectful. What's a nicer word than stupid? See, because here's the truth: if you cannot lead one woman with love, patience, consistency, multiplying that problem doesn't create balance, it multiplies chaos. Obviously, right? So you see, I don't think Ned's comment was really about marriage. I think it was a window into how many we should talk about how many powerful men use culture to justify a preference. When a man says, I feel sorry for those with one wife, yeah, what is he really saying? Right? Is he threatened? Not really. I wouldn't say that, but I think it's delusional at best. A lot of young people are following that suit, that rhetoric, they're delusional. And that's okay. Everyone is entitled to their worldview, but let's not pretend it's deep wisdom. There's nothing profound. In fact, again, what's a nicer word for stupid? That analogy about standing on one leg is weak because a man's balance doesn't come from how many wives he has, right? Maybe it's a joke, yeah. It comes from how well he manages himself, if anything. So if your ego needs three women to feel stable, then the real imbalance is internal. Something else is going on inside, you know. And a lot of the people talking about this, the same thing. So here's my take: there are better ways to defend polygamy than this one leg, stupid four leg logic. But tell me, do you think men like Ned Nwoko are truly practicing culture or just practicing control? That's the question that I truly have on this one right now. Is it about culture or control? That's the question that I have for you. Now, I want to take a look at some of the comments on some of the posts around this conversation. I'm looking at, he posted something on Gossip. Okay, they posted this on Gossip Mill. Somebody said the irony of this is that some ladies are ready to marry this man today. You see, there's nothing you're going if you're going to shame the status of relationship today, right? Marriages today, right? And if you're going to shame it from a gender warrior standpoint, you're not making any sense, because the reality is that whatever we see today has been subscribed to by both sides or all sides of the gender. Okay, somebody is benefiting something from something, and that's why it was able to go for so long. Either you're talking about abuse or practices or culture or tradition or any of those things, somebody subscribed to it. Okay, so it's not something you can blame one gender for, right? We can only blame individuals. We can only call individuals out on their stupid rhetoric, right? That's all we can do, right? So let's see here. Imagine someone that can't feed well following his advice. Right. Someone can't even feed himself. Yeah, there's a lot of people like that. So what do? They come up with a solution like, oh, let me chase the bag. Let me chase the bag until I'm 35. And then finally I will find myself, and then I'll be ready to manage one wife. Is that how it works? Uh, there's a lot of stupidity going on, trust me.
Stop the cap.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here. I'm patient. I'm watching. I don't know if you've noticed, I am super patient. I'm watching. I'm watching. So while people like Ned Nwoko, they continue to repeat all this stupid rhetoric, I am watching. I am indeed watching. Let me see what somebody else says. Somebody said, very articulate man. How do you manage four wives? It's incredibly, this is a quote, okay, it's a comment. How do you manage four wives? It's incredibly difficult to be with one partner, not to talk of four. And you tend to marry beautiful and young ones too. Okay, so this is actually the question that Sharon asked him. And then he goes, it's just like telling me to stand on one leg. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, with all due respect. Honestly, it's one of the dumbest thing I've ever heard, to be honest. And then he goes to say, I feel sorry for people with just one wife. Okay. I mean, at least if you're going to make such statement, make it way far away from the drama that was happening in your family just last week, right? Wouldn't that just make more sense to like wait maybe 6 months after Regina has made her way, because she's probably going to go back, right? After she's made her way back to that house, and then you can now say something like that. Then it wouldn't feel as stupid, you know? But, somebody said, I give it to him, Sha. Besides just having money, you must have the mental, emotional, and spiritual strength to handle different personalities, emotions, and needs. Dividing your person can be nice. I don't know how to be nice with this kind of commentary, to be honest with you. I tried. All I can tell you is, with all due respect to Ned Nwoko, shout out to him. Whatever he's doing, hopefully it's working for him. For all you young people that want to follow suit, young people, and you want to do this, yes, it's just mark my words, okay? I'll go day here now. Yeah, I'll be right here. I will be right here. All right, let's move on. Let me know what your thoughts are about that. Is this culture or control? What is he talking about? Where is he coming from? Is that culture or control? Let me know. Leave your comments, and let's move on to some other trending stories around the world. I'll be right back. This is Ola, man of Prestige, your favorite relationship and marriage coach. If you enjoyed this, smash that like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Be a part of the Prestige family. My wife Lola and I have written 2 powerful books, Get My Marriage Back and Number 1 Red Flag. Yours free at manofprestige.com. For personal coaching, send me a WhatsApp request for consultation to +1 732 305 8577. Stay tuned for more. Your journey to love and prestige starts here.